So let's talk about the rand manipulation scandal and how they got away with it and how they will still continue to get away with it. So my point here is to sort of educate you in terms of how white collar corruption happens, and I want to encourage you to watch this video till the end. As we are leading towards the national elections next year, you need to understand how the system works and how evil the system is, so that when you do vote for whoever, at least you vote for somebody who is challenging the system and not just being complicit and being part of the system. Now, 22,000 vehicles have been repossessed in just the first half of the year. And probably there's going to be even more vehicles going to be repossessed up until the end of the year. And probably, I haven't even looked at how many homes that have been repossessed in South Africa in just this year alone. And with the continuous rand interest rate increase, we are still going to see more homes being repossessed. So how did the banks get away with it, and why are they still going to get away with it? We need to understand how the system works. So I want to just do a deep dive into how the manipulation worked and how they got away with it. Why do you think Tito Mboweni would cover? Why would he pretend as if he didn't know what was happening? Do you honestly think they didn't know? I don't think so. They know. And they know because South Africa, the level of corruption that we have, I'm not talking about the corruption of Jacob Zuma or the corruption of the Guptas. No. That's just Smolanyana. That's just baby corruption there. When we talk about high level corruption, when we're talking about white people corruption, that is systematic. It goes to the root core of your being, corruption. And the moment white people tell you that this so and so is corrupt, you must know that person is doing something right for you. The moment white people praise you and glorify you and make you a savior, you must know that person is betraying a black person. Just like Ramza, we know Ramaphosa has been praised and alluded and been protected by white people. Why do you think he's protected by white people? So how white corruption works is like in America. American corruption is not even called corruption. It's called lobbying. An example of lobbying or this level of corruption is, for example, this guy, Ulungile Fuzile. Ulungile is the former Treasury Director General. He worked for the Treasury, National Treasury. National Treasury is the one that is responsible for banks and finances and all of these things that it's involved in the policies, in finances. And if you remember, they are the ones who also took the former public protector advocate Mosisulu Mkhwebane to court to challenge her findings in the Reserve Bank. Now, this in lobbying, it works like this. This is how lobbying works. I have a company, let's say I work for MTN, and I'm a director at MTN. MTN is going to plant me in the branches of the ANC. And when I'm in the branches of the ANC, I'm going to bribe members of the branch so that they elevate me to be in a higher position in the ANC. The president in the ANC is going to appoint me to sit in a board or in communications and whatever, so that I, one, make sure that there's not competition for MTN, make sure that I make favorable policies for MTN so that I get e-tenders, I get licenses, and all of these things as the person who is representing MTN in the core of government. Then, once I have blocked all other license applications, why do you think Telkom is collapsed? Why do you think there hasn't been any new telecommunications companies in South Africa? Why do you think so? So these companies have their own people within the system, so that they block competition, they kill government enterprises that are competing directly with MTN. So that's what you see with how they drained the finances of Telkom and then privatized it, and then make sure that it does not compete directly with MTN. Now, what happens is that once I have satisfied myself as the director of MTN and my pockets are full, I then exit. And what do we have here? Thabo Mbeki to chair new MTN advisory board. I hope. And then what do we have here? Trevor Manuel marries the Rothschild. Trevor Manuel has been appointed. The former finance minister is now serving Rothschilds as an advisory and deputy chairman of all the Rothschild empire. I hope you're following. Mcebisi Jonas is now board member of the MTN group. So this level of corruption, this is how it works. You come from an executive company, you come from the executive, like we see with Ramaphosa, where he comes from MTN, he comes from his private companies, he gets into government, he makes favorable policies, he gives favorable awards and tenders, he blocks any competition, and then goes back to the private sector. So do not be surprised when Pravin Gordhan says that there is no need for a judicial probe into South African banks. He blocked them. They made sure that they continue to do their looting of South Africans, of innocent poor people's monies, and made sure that all of this continues to happen unchecked. And anyone, this is when Advocate Mkhwebane says you don't touch the untouchables, they're talking about these people, because these people are there to serve a particular purpose, and they do not leave up until that purpose has been achieved. The only way you will see change is when we either vote these people out, and put in independent people who have no financial interest. Pravin Gordhan has got lots of financial interest in the banks. So there's no way when he owns shares in these banks that he can probe and take away licenses of these banks.